G'day and welcome to this week's video. Well, it's budget week and we thought we'd better do a video on some of the proposed changes that were laid down on Tuesday night. Please remember that they are only proposed and they're not legislated at this point in time. First of all, looking at superannuation, for people that are downsizing from their larger family home to a smaller retirement home, they've got the ability to put up to $300,000 each into superannuation to form part of their superannuation retirement savings to provide ongoing superannuation pensions. That's $300,000 each, so as a couple that's $600,000, and this contribution won't be affected by the work test. If you're over age 75, you can still contribute. You need to be 65 to be able to participate, and also doesn't affect any of the new caps of $1.6 million. So that's a significant one for the people that have got significant value tied up in their home. I suspect that will help probably more of the some of the wealthier suburbs in Melbourne rather than our regional areas. For the younger people around, putting superannuation contributions in when you're 18, 19, your early years has never been something that's been overly recommended. Save for a house deposit, but now under this proposed laws, you can place up to 15 grand per year as a salary sacrifice into superannuation, and of course that will be taxed at 15%, with the ability to draw that back out to purchase your first home. That is capped out at $30,000, and there's the ability for obviously two couples to do that. So not two couples, a couple to do that. So a maximum of $60,000 that they can build up over time in this concessionally taxed area. So a good one for first home saver scheme utilising superannuation. There's going to be a new major banking levy, which is going to be 0.06 of a lot of their loan facilities. So what that's looking to do is raise around $6.2 billion over the forward estimate period. So really it's a new slug on the big banks. There's, I suppose, a lot of skepticism around this. Will the banks just handball the fee on to customers? Well, we'll have to wait and see on that. So it's definitely looking to repair, obviously, the budget. From a tax point of view, obviously we're going to have an increase in the Medicare levy by 0.5%, so 0.5% increase, and that's going to help fund the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Along with that, there's been an increase in the Medicare low-income thresholds, so that will increase before people start to pay any Medicare at all. There's going to be some of these rafts to make housing more affordable. There's some investment schemes that are going to be set up to provide lower cost affordable housing where rents are paid at a discount to market. There's also going to be charges on unutilised rental properties owned by foreigners. So if you're going to have a property, you're a foreign owner, and you've got a property that's vacant more than 6 months of the year, you're going to be slugged with a new tax. So that's to encourage people, of course, to allow people to rent out their properties. There's also capital gains tax changes for foreigners. So from budget night, any purchases beyond that, they will not be eligible to utilise the main residence exemption from capital gains. So any properties held prior to budget night will be grandfathered, but only till 30th of June 2019. So there's every chance there may be a fair bit of activity within that space in terms of sales to still benefit from the main residence exemption. There's also caps in terms of how much of a development foreign owners are allowed to purchase. There's also going to be a one-off energy assistance payments of $75 for singles and $125 for couples for those that have eligible for qualifying payments on the 20th of June 2017. So age pensions, disability support, obviously a range of payments will be eligible for that. On top of that, the government is increasing the liquid assets waiting period. So when you'd go to Centrelink and they'd say, well, how much money have you got? And if you had over 11,500 for singles, you'd need to wait 13 weeks. That is doubling up to 26 weeks, but also the amount you can have is increasing as well. So for $11,500 for singles now goes to 18, and it's $36,000 for couples, and that's up from $23,000. For those people that were affected by the age pension changes on the 1st of January, where the assets test thresholds essentially came down very substantially and they lost their pension and concession card, they're going to be reinstated. So that's good news. So plenty of changes, obviously yet to be proposed. I'll come back in subsequent videos with more detail on some of these issues as more detail comes through, but this is a quick overview. I hope it was valuable. Please subscribe to the channel if you like and already haven't done so, and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you for listening.